Have you ever found yourself in a situation where, despite your achievements, you feel like you don't belong? Maybe you've thought, if people knew the real me, they will realize I'm not as good as they think. Or perhaps every time you accomplish something, you feel like it was a flop, and it's only a matter of time before someone calls you out. Hi loves, welcome back to my channel. Today, I'm going to walk you through 10 powerful steps to overcome the imposter syndrome and reclaim your confidence. We are going to dive deep into this, so make sure you watch until the end. Trust me, by the time we are done, you will have the tools you need to fully let go of those feelings of doubt and step into your true power. Before we dive in, I want to ask you, where do you think this feeling of being an imposter comes from? Have you ever noticed that these doubts often stem from our childhood experiences? Maybe you were told that perfection was the only option, or you were constantly compared to others. These early experiences lay the foundation of the self-doubt we carry into adulthood. I remember in my own life, I always felt like I had to be the best, that anything less than perfect wasn't enough. And when I finally achieved something, it didn't feel real or good enough. We carry these patterns with us and they affect how we see ourselves even today. But the good news is, you can break free from it. So let's get into these 10 steps, and remember, stay with me until the end because each step builds on the last, and I promise you they are transformative. The first step is simple but powerful. Acknowledge the feeling and give it a name. What? When you feel like an imposter, instead of brushing it aside or let it consume you, call it out. Say to yourself, this is imposter syndrome talking. This isn't who I really am. By naming it, you start separating yourself from the emotion. And that is really important. You will see how that makes a difference in your life. In my own experience, naming that voice of self-doubt was a game changer. Instead of letting control me, I started recognizing it for what it was, a thought, not reality. I even named it Melanie. Melanie was the imposter syndrome identity that was coming up when I felt that nothing was perfect. Melanie, that's not the time. So by separating myself from Melanie, it meant that I could come back to myself and start fresh again from a point of view that was different than the perfection one. So as soon as I was able to identify it, I could work on changing it. I invite you to do the same. Imposter syndrome has deep psychological roots. It often comes from a fear of being exposed, that someone will find out that you're not as competent as they think. This can be so exhausting and so frightening. And this stems from our need to feel accepted and validated by others, which usually traces back to early childhood experiences, once again. Maybe you felt you needed to be perfect to get love or approval, and that belief has stayed with you into adulthood. For me, it was a big revelation. I realized that as a child, I always tried to earn validation through achievement, and my dad would be very proud of me. And that's where my fear of being an imposter came from. If I wasn't perfect, I wasn't good enough and I will not be loved. And that was the most scariest thought ever for me. But now, knowing this, You can start to unravel those old beliefs and replace them with new, empowering ones. Next, let's talk about comparison. We live in a world where it's so easy to compare ourselves to others. You see someone on social media who looks like they have it all together, and suddenly you are doubting yourself. But here's the thing, you are only seeing the highlight reel, not the full picture. And believe me, as a therapist, I've seen a lot of people opening up behind closed doors. And everyone struggles. Everyone doubts themselves at some point. I used to compare myself constantly. And especially when I was starting out, I will look at other people who seem so confident and successful and think, why can I be like that? But the more I did this, the more I felt like an imposter. So when I stopped comparing myself to others and focused on my own journey, that's when things shifted. Your inner dialogue. Your inner dialogue, my love, plays a huge role in how you perceive yourself. Start paying attention to the thoughts you have about yourself. Are they empowering or are they full of self-doubt? For example, instead of thinking, I don't belong here, try reframing it to, I've worked hard to get here and I deserve this. Of course, it also took me a long time to shift my inner dialogue, and I used to be my own worst critic. But once I started being kinder to myself and reframing those negative thoughts, I began to feel more confident in my abilities. And it is something you can start doing right now. Catch yourself in those moments of self-doubt and choose a more empowering thought. Reframe your story. And if you are looking for more help to shift those thoughts on a deeper level, I've created a subliminal video that can help you reprogram your subconscious and boost your confidence. You can find the link to that here and also in the description below. So definitely check that out after this video. How many times have you downplayed your success? Maybe you thought, oh, I just got lucky. Or anyone could have done that. But let me tell you, you did that. It wasn't luck, it wasn't by accident. Your hard work, your talent, your effort brought you to where you are today. For years, I downplayed my achievements because I was scared of being seen. I thought if I owned my success, people would expect even more from me, and I wasn't sure I could deliver. But the truth is, when you start owning your wins, no matter how big or small, you begin to build the confidence to achieve even more. Let's be real. Perfection is a myth. No one is perfect and no one expects you to be. The more you strive for perfection and the more you set up yourself for failure. Imposter syndrome thrives in the mindset of perfectionism because it creates impossible standards. But here's the thing, progress and consistency is what matters. Who you surround yourself with matters. I always talk about this in my videos. If you constantly around people who don't believe in you or who reinforce your self-doubt, it is much harder to overcome the imposter syndrome. You have to find a support system, whether it's friend, family, or even a community online of people who lift you up, who remind you of your strengths when you forget. Maybe you have this friend that you can call and she will remind you, girl, remember, when you did this, when you did that, you are so close to your goal. Just go for it. I believe in you. These type of people are the people that you want to surround yourself with because they are the people that are important to your journey. So my love, it's time to take a look at your circle. Are the people around you building you up or are they feeding your self-doubt? By the way, if you are ready to dive deeper into building your confidence, I have a free success plan available for you to download. You can find it in the description below. It's designed to help you step into your power and start creating the life you deserve. Make sure you grab it after this video because I'm not sure how long I will leave it there. Failure is a part of growth, and the sooner you accept that, the sooner you can move past imposter syndrome. Everyone makes mistakes. Everyone experiences setbacks. It doesn't mean you are not good enough. It simply means you are learning and evolving. Remember, failure doesn't define you, it refines you. One of the most powerful tools to overcome imposter syndrome is visualization. My love, take time every day to close your eyes and see yourself succeeding. Visualize the confident version of yourself, achieving your goals, feeling proud of your accomplishments, standing in your power. The more you do this, the more your subconscious starts to believe it's possible. Visualization helps you step into that version of yourself that you want to be. And the more you practice it, the more confident you become. Lastly, the most important step, keep taking action. Imposter syndrome feeds on inaction. The more you avoid doing something because you don't feel ready or capable, the stronger those feelings of doubt become. But when you take action, even when you are scared, you start proving to yourself that you can do it. I can't tell you how many times I have felt like an imposter, but I took action anyway. And every time I did, I got a little more confident, a little stronger. The key is to just keep moving forward, no matter what. Don't let self-doubt hold you back. And that's it. Those are the 10 steps to overcoming imposter syndrome. Remember, this is a journey and it takes time. But if you apply these steps consistently, you will start to see shifts in your confidence and how you see yourself. And before you go, don't forget to check out my video on how to heal your inner child. This will help you start shifting deep-rooted beliefs and truly change your life. And of course, if you haven't already, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss another video. I post twice a week videos on confidence, self-development, psychology, and subliminal. Thank you so much for spending this time with me today. I am so proud of you for taking these steps, and I will see you in the next video.